Hey guys, it's Marie here. I hope that you are having an awesome day. Today we're talking about how I got my talent agent. So really quick, if you don't know what a talent agent is or what they do, basically what happens is talent agents have a relationship with a casting director. A casting director will send out a casting call or a breakdown with all the roles and information needed to audition for a project. Let's say the casting director is working on a commercial. They need a mom 40 to 45, they need a dad 50 to 56, and they need 2 little kids. The casting director sends out the breakdown of all the different characters to the different agents that he or she has a relationship with. The talent agent will take the information and look through their clients. They will have a roster of maybe 5, 10, 20, maybe even 100 people of all different ages, shapes, and sizes. They will submit the actor that they're representing to the casting director. Basically, the agent tries to get the actor that it has on their roster in an audition for the casting director. Then the casting director will receive like maybe 30, 40, 10, 20, 100, thousands of submissions for the roles. It depends on where you're living and the size of the role, things like that. From there, the casting directors will look at the actors that the agent submitted and maybe some actors that weren't directly submitted by an agency but they were found in other places. And they will call the ones that they feel fit the part the best. So what a talent agent's goal is to get the clients that they represented in audition rooms and working. A talent agent gets money whenever the actor gets paid for doing their job. So just a side note, never ever pay a talent agent. Talent agents are extremely important because often they'll see auditions that you would never have gotten access to. But it's kind of hard to get a talent agent if you don't have a lot of experience, which is why I suggest that you do what I did, which was do short films, do acting, theater, do acting classes before you start going and trying to get an agent. Okay, so now that we know what a talent agent is, we can kind of move on. Back to the story. Basically, I'd been with my old agency for about a year. I'm not going to go into all the details about why I wanted to leave, but basically I was like, yeah, it is time to go. But I was sort of just like kind of biding my time, and then I guess one day I just decided that I was going to submit for a couple of different agencies. So I believe I submitted for 2 agencies. I think both of these agencies I'd kept my eye on for a long time. I wanted to be a part of them for forever. But I mean, I already had an agent that I loved or was working with, and so I didn't need to. Just side tip, research agencies in your area, spend lots of hours Googling agents in your area, looking for agencies. That way you can always have an idea of when they're having casting calls, things like that. Sign up for their email newsletters, follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, so you're always updated with the new stuff that they're doing. That's actually how I got my first agent, and the link will be in the description for that one. So basically what happened was I was trying to submit on the website for the agency. They wanted things like they wanted a comp card, which is basically like a full body picture of you and then a picture of your face, and I'll see if I can find the picture and link it up. And then they wanted some other things like my height, my weight, my resume, things like that. And I found all of this stuff under the, I think, new talent, or if you're new talent or do you want to work with us tab, something like that, where they said if you're interested in joining us, click here, and then they gave us directions on how to submit. But for some reason the website wasn't working, it wasn't going through. So what I did was I went and I actually emailed the agency directly based on the email address that I found on the website. Definitely not something I'd recommend. If you can get the website to work, definitely use the website. But if there's no other alternative, then this wasn't a bad solution. So basically, here's the email that I sent. Hi, my name is Marie Tagbo. I live in blank. I'm having trouble submitting my information in order to be considered to sign with your agency. I've been following your Facebook page and acting for a while, and I would love to have a professional agency represent me. I have done several theater productions, had professional acting training, and been in various short films and internet projects. I've attached my resume and headshots below. This, I'm gonna have the link here, is a link to my YouTube channel where you can see my personality and many of my monologues. I hope to be considered, thank you so much. And then I linked this picture, and then I linked my resume, and then I linked my like close-up body headshot thing. I submitted that April 7th, 2016. 3 days later, I got an email back. Basically, the email said thank you for submitting with this agency and that they were going to invite me to an audition, which was super cool and super exciting, and you know, I was very happy. So basically, the beginning of the email said that they were going to come in and explain some stuff about the agency, and then they were going to also meet with me and see like where I am in acting and maybe have me do an audition so they can see if like I'm good. This is something she said that I want to mention because I know a lot of you guys do have like things like school and stuff like that, but they they said that often to do acting you have to have a flexible schedule that allows you to book projects on a short notice. They also said that most castings take place between Monday and Friday, 9 to like 5 p.m. So I know that a lot of you guys, especially even me, go to school and things like that, so it may be hard to try to find the time to be flexible and things like that. The good thing is that casting directors often try to be mindful of this, and they try to schedule things for after school. But it's definitely something to keep in mind of, especially if you have a lot of after school activities like soccer or whatever. If you want to pursue an acting career, sometimes you may have to give this up, and not just for auditions but also for filming. So basically after that she said, okay, well, make sure you bring in your resume and your headshot and some of your photos, and then fill out this information sheet with, you know, your height, weight, that kind of stuff. And then they also attached a commercial script for me to audition with. And so the idea was, after I did the script on camera, I was going to go and chat with the head of the agency. And so then I had the email to confirm and stuff like that, and so I did. And so now talking about my audition. One thing I always say is, especially if the place is far away from you, leave early, because we got there like almost exactly on time or maybe a few minutes late, just because the place was so far away and finding where we actually needed to go was hard. So be sure that if you're not familiar with the place, that like you look it up ahead of time, give yourself like an extra like 30 minutes, that way you have time to be able to do this. So I got in there, and I think what I remember, we walked in and then we turned, and so there was this other guy who was already there in the like waiting room area. So I believe he got called in first, and so at this point I was like super nervous. And if you guys know me, when I'm nervous I get like super serious. I just get like stone cold, like death cold, like because I often get super nervous. After he went up, something like that, it was my turn to audition. The guy was super duper nice. He said, okay, stand here, just say your name and age, and then they were gonna do like a separate take where I said my script. So I slated, basically, no problem. It was super easy stuff I've already done before. But then it was super weird. The guy said, okay, so you can have as many takes as you can to be able to do this commercial script thing. And I was like, okay, sure. And I started it and then messed up. And then started it again, and then I'm like, okay, wait, can I start over? And like I did that like at least 3 or 4 times until I did it right. Like the last time, and it was fine, and he was like, yeah, no, that was actually really, really good. I wasn't too happy about it. I think I sort of psyched myself out there. I was probably super nervous about it, and the other guy, when he did it, he looked super nervous when he came back out, so I think I was just sort of like a little in my head. But he said it was still pretty good, so I mean, I don't know. If I could do anything, I would try and get that audition again. So basically after that, we went into the room with the lady who's the head of the agency, and we sat down, like she sat like facing us, and then my mom and her, we sat and we just started talking. And literally she is like the sweetest, like the best lady ever. I think she started it herself, and she just explained a little bit about the agency, what they do, what they look for. We discussed a little bit about me and the stuff that I've done and the projects that I've been in. And we also asked her some questions like, so what ages would I be going for? Do you do Disney casting calls and things like that? And she said, yeah, sometimes we do Disney casting calls, sometimes we do stuff out of state. All sorts of really, really cool stuff. Honestly, overall, I think we really connected on like, you know, a really cool, like chill level. Like not like we're like best friends, but like she was like super chill, and like we really, really liked her. So yeah, basically she learned a little bit about me and what I do and the acting classes that I've done. I think we asked her to recommend us some acting classes, and I think she recommended us some. I don't quite remember. I gave her my headshot. People are always super surprised when I have like my headshot and my resume and all this stuff, which is so interesting to me. Hint, hint, if you guys want to be like super impressive, bring your acting headshot and your resume and all the stuff with you, so you're like, you know, you're on top of it. But yeah, overall it was a really, really cool meeting. She was super nice. It ended sort of positively. Like it ended like it was really good. Like there was a 50-50 chance of me getting into the agency. So then we left. I think the whole thing overall was maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes, which I think is honestly like a little longer than most auditions I have. Most auditions I have are like 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes at the most if they ask you to go again, but it's usually like boom, boom, in and out. And this didn't feel like that. It didn't feel super rushed. So my audition was April 20th, and that was a Wednesday. They emailed me back, I think, the next month on May 5th, saying that they would like to move forward with me in their agency. And so yeah, pretty much that was it. It was super straightforward. After she decided she wanted to move forward with me, she emailed me the contract, and so we had to sign it, scan it, upload it, and then I had to sign up with my new agency on a couple of different like acting websites like Actors Access, and I think Casting Networks, I believe, was one I had to sign up with. It was a kind of hard process to be able to like make sure I was registered on the sites with my new agent. She also gave super clear instructions, so it wasn't too bad. I did have to do a lot of reformatting of some of my resume because I had to add her contact information to my resume, and that took a lot of adjusting. And then I also sent her some of my demo reel, my clips, my acting photos, and things like that. So it's been basically a year now since I've had her as my agent, and I absolutely love her. Through this agency, I've gotten to do some really cool casting calls for like the Super Bowl ad and my Ivani commercial. All of these were through my agent, and because of her I've gotten to like meet some casting directors that I've always wanted to meet, so that's always cool. So there are a few things that I've learned with my new agent. One thing I've learned is that always reply to casting calls like super fast and super early. If you're like me, you're like, oh, it's still a big deal, I'll put it off. By the time you put it off, like you've forgotten about it, and then you lose a chance to audition. So don't do what I do. Always reply early, always be the first one to reply. The other thing I've learned is always try to send new updated information to your agent. So if you have new pictures, new resumes, new demo reels or whatever, always send them to your agent. And the third thing I've learned is always do good work. You have to keep your agent happy with you, which means when you have an agent and you go on auditions, always do your best, show up early. Don't make your agent look bad, because if you make your agent look bad, they're not going to want you on their roster anymore, because often agents have to keep up a really good reputation in order to keep on working with the casting directors that they're working with. If a casting director gets the feeling that the agent doesn't always send out the best clients at the auditions, then they may not want to cast so many people from that agency. So you have to be top-notch and your best. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been super awesome. I'm super happy that I have her as my agent. If you guys have any questions about how to get your own talent agent, or what steps that you would need to do or you would like to take in order to get your own talent agent, message me below. Tell me. If you're curious about anything, if you want to ask me anything, you can always leave it below. Don't forget to add me on Twitter at mtagbell. I give acting tips, share some of my old acting videos. That would be really helpful for you guys, because a lot of my old videos answer some of your guys' questions, so you guys should definitely check that out. Be sure to also check out my previous video, which I'm not quite sure what my previous video was, but check it out because I know it's super awesome. If you have any questions at all, don't be afraid to message me. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.